Many rappers have found themselves in dangerous situations with the law, but nothing's worse than when they turn out to be murderers. These are rappers who killed people. Kid Creole. Kid Creole was one of the founding members of the infamous hip-hop group Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. In 2017, however, he was arrested after fatally stabbing a homeless man in New York City. Apparently, he and the homeless man got into an altercation, at which point Kid Creole stabbed the man several times and then vanished. The homeless man was later prescribed dead, and Kid Creole was charged first-degree murder. He was later found guilty and sentenced to 16 years in prison. Although he argued that he was acting in self-defense, the jury ruled otherwise. Allegedly, the homeless man had no weapons and thus posed no real threat to Kid Creole. Gucci Mane. You don't see Gucci Mane serving time in prison for murder, but he still found himself in a lot of trouble with the law. In 2005, his entourage was attacked by a group of men, and in self-defense, he and his companions fired at their attackers. One of the assailants was killed in the gunfire, and Gucci Mane was charged with murder. However, the case against him was eventually dropped due to insufficient evidence. And while the internet quickly became ablaze with reports that Gucci Mane shouted, "I might be," when asked if he was guilty, it turns out this was nothing but an urban legend based on his song of the same name. Cassidy. For those who aren't fans of Cassidy, many will be unfamiliar with his arrest in 2005. Apparently, Cassidy and two other individuals fired on a group of men, killing one of them. Cassidy turned himself in and was eventually found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of aggravated assault, and possession of an instrument of crime. He was sentenced to 11 to 23 months behind bars, during which time he was credited with the 7 months he had already spent in jail. He was subsequently released in 2006. The only reason his murder case took a turn, however, is because the primary witness withdrew his confession. This resulted in the judge reducing the charges from first-degree to third-degree murder. C-Murder. With a name like C-Murder, you'd expect his murder sentence to be clear-cut and equitable. Sadly, it's anything but. The rapper is currently serving a life sentence, courtesy of a 2002 conviction for the shooting death of a 16-year-old fan. The incident occurred at a Louisiana nightclub, and the jury was quick to put Miller away for life. He has since maintained his innocence and argued his conviction was the result of a weak defense and ineffective counsel. However, the courts have yet to overturn the sentencing. What makes C-Murder's case more interesting are his high-profile family members, which include the infamous rapper Master P and his cousin Moby Dick. Big Lurch. There aren't many rappers as infamous as Big Lurch, but for all the wrong reasons. Big Lurch is a murderer, and perhaps one of the most disturbing cases in hip-hop. In 2003, he was sentenced to life behind bars for murder and aggravated mayhem associated with the 2002 passing of Tanisha Isaias. There were signs of mutilation to the woman's remains, and Big Lurch was found naked and covered in blood while coherence on the street. Medical examinations revealed human flesh in his stomach that wasn't his, and ultimately the district attorney argued that the rapper was intoxicated on PCP the night before the murder and wasn't able to use intoxication or insanity as grounds for defense. It was one of the strangest, yet undeniably chilling cases to come out of the rap game. After Big Lurch's case, many of his fans stopped listening to his music simply because of the violent acts he had committed. Cool C. Cool C has run into numerous legal troubles throughout his career, including a 1996 bank robbery in Philadelphia that concluded in the death of an officer. The rapper was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and
skip this video and say
was given a sentence of death by lethal injection. In recent years, however, numerous stays of execution were granted, thus preventing his demise. While the legal situation is still unresolved, it's clear that Cool C has some serious issues with the law which may yet find themselves with a heavy penalty. There's no other way to put it than the fact that Cool C is living on borrowed time, just like every other rapper who has killed someone.
She say nice things about me?